Welcome to another episode of Briqueño BQ. Today we're going to be making pozole. It's a traditional New Mexican soup. It tastes great and it's savory, spicy. I always make mine with my turkey carcass after Thanksgiving as a stock, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you to do today. Here's a picture of it right here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell. You'll be notified every time we have a new video. And don't forget to visit us at nmbbqtrue.com. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this pozole. Pozole is actually a very simple soup. It only takes a few ingredients. To make the stock, I'm going to be using a turkey carcass and some frozen vegetable scraps. Throughout the year, I can put like the tops of bell peppers or the seeds of bell peppers, the eggplants, carrot shavings, anything you don't use for whatever meals you're cooking. You can throw into a bag, keep in the freezer. When you're ready to make a veggie stock for a soup, you can just throw that in with whatever you're using to make the stock. Now you can also use ham bones or beef bones. You could use a lot of things, like rib bones, to make a stock like this. It doesn't have to be turkey. In this case, I just made a turkey, so that's what I'm going to use. So I've got water boiling already. I'm going to just place the turkey inside. Now you want to try to have ample, you don't want to fill up the pot with water because you're going to be adding stuff to the water. That's going to raise the water level. So the first two ingredients, my veggie scraps and my carcass, are in the water. It'll boil for probably up to 2 to 3 hours, and the carcass will break down and whatnot. Now you can see with the stock pot, I've got a built-in strainer, which is really nice when it comes to the end because I don't have to fish out any of these particles that might come off when they're cooking. But you can do it without a stock pot like this. You can use a regular one and drain something through a colander, whatever you need to do. The other two ingredients are very simple. I've got uncooked hominy, which here in New Mexico we can find in just about every grocery store, and I think you can find it in most places across the country. And I've got 2 pounds of pork. You use equal weights of hominy and pork. 2 pounds of hominy, 2 pounds of pork. The only thing I'm going to do with this pork is put it on the Traeger, 275 for about an hour. I've had it marinating in lime juice for about an hour now. It's really simple. I'm not going to film that because I'm not even going to season it, anything like that. Just put it on, hour, take it off. With the hominy, we'll get to exactly what we do with this later, but we'll eventually just be putting all this into the cooked pork, the hominy, and our red chili, which is the last ingredient, which I've got cooking here. You can see the recipe for that red chili in the description down below. And that's about it for right now. Once I've got this stock completed, we'll start the video again and continue from there. All right, thanks for sticking with us. At this point, I've had my stock boiling with the carcass and the vegetables for about 3 hours. I've already strained that and set that aside. I have my smoked pork that I did on the Traeger at 275 for about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. And I have my bag of pozole here. Now the pozole and the pork are going to cook together for the remainder of the time here. And the thing you want to be careful about with the pozole is that eventually these little kernels are going to pop open. And a little bit of that is okay, but it can go too far and they can become kind of chewy and rubbery, and we don't want that. We want a nice texture to them. So I would say, just to be safe, you want to check this at about an hour and a half and see how they're doing. Take a kernel out, taste it. They should be tender, but not crunchy or chewy or starchy at all. They should be tender at that point. And then keep a closer eye on them for the next half hour or so until they get to the point of doneness that you prefer. We'll come back when we're at the proper tenderness on those kernels, and I'll see you then. I took my pozole off the heat about 10 minutes ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a little delay because I couldn't wait and I had a bowl for myself before I filmed this. But what we want to look at here is that first off, I added the chili to the pozole about halfway through. I used about 1.5 cups. You're going to want to, depending on your tolerance for spicy foods, you're going to want to increase or decrease that quantity. Now, I want to get a good close-up shot of one of these kernels of hominy. You can see that it just barely started to pop. And that's really when you want to take it off the heat. When you reheat these kernels, they're going to, in the fridge, they're going to absorb more water, and they're also going to absorb more water and possibly expand some when you cook them. So you want to take them off right when they start to expand, like you can see in that shot right there. With the image that I'm going to put on the screen right now, you can see that we normally serve pozole with a slice of lime. Some people like to have a dollop of sour cream in there. Me personally, I like lime and a little sprinkling of a Mexican cheese blend. To me, that makes the perfect pozole, but I do indulge in the sour cream every once in a while too. So I ended up adding about another tablespoon of salt. You can obviously mess with the seasonings to your preference. You can add more garlic, you can add more salt, whatever fits your taste. And I am really looking forward to having another bite of this. As you can see, the pork was smoked and is nice and pink. It was cooking in the broth for the same amount of time as the pozole, as the hominy. And it is super tender, just like falls apart when you're chewing on it. It tastes great. If you like this video and you want to see more, my little dog Quinn is running around dropping her ball and stuff, wanting to play, so I better get to that pretty soon. But if you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe and bell button down below to be notified when we have new videos. And don't forget to visit our website, nmbbqtrue.com. And you can check out all of our merchandise and all of videos that are coming up, videos we've posted. And, I think that's it. I'm going to go have myself a nice big bowl of pozole. As always, this food is Gringo tested, Burqueño approved. I'm John Clark. Thanks for joining us. Oh.
Missed her.
Oh, you want the ball?